everyone. So I want to continue talking about narcissism, well, narcissistic personality disorder. Narcs, we refer to them as narcissists or narcs. And we're going to talk about it in the context of, can a narc destroy your business? Absolutely. In fact, many small businesses, small organizations, or even large organizations have been destroyed by narcs. How do they do this? So the first thing you want to know is that a narc will always try to be the center of attention. We get that. We understand that. But in the workspace, a narc destroys your business. One, they contribute to high turnover. And you wonder, like, how would that? Yeah. Okay, so the narc will create all sorts of issues, and the result that you will have is that you notice many of your top performers are resigning, leaving, not even coming, because eventually they'll hear about what's happening at your establishment. All right. And funny enough, everyone will hear about it except the top management or you, the boss. So whenever you notice that you have a high turnover rate, and you say, well, it's not related to the narc that I have here, because the people who are leaving never say that. That's the whole point. So narcs are bullies. And for many people, they would rather move from a space than to deal with a bully. So they prefer to resign. But what's important for you to know is that the persons who are leaving because of that, they're not going to necessarily tell you that they're leaving because of the bully that you have here. They're just going to tell you, hey, personal reasons, I want to move on, it was good being here. But really and truly, it has to do with the narc. Okay, so the narc tends to create a very hostile work environment. You're not going to notice this very easily because they're very creative. They know how to hide their hands after they've thrown huge stones, but they will also be the one who is reporting to you that people are bullying them, and so that's why it can be hard to detect. But once you have a high turnover, I want you to assess whether you have a narcissist on your staff who's threatened by others and consistently creates problems for them. All right. One of the other ways you can know that you have a narc, watch for the person who is always concerned about all the other people they feel somehow is jealous of them. All right. So this person tends to want to report to management quite a bit about others. And then I want you to note that usually the persons that are being reported by this narc are your high performers. So they're either your high performers, or it's clear that they are great employees. All right. And so you want to watch for that. Watch for your high performers being targeted, and you getting reports consistently from the narc about they're doing this, and you hear that they did this, etc. And especially the narc playing a victim. All right. The narc will play the victim that, this person did this and I don't think that's right, and they'll go on and on about that. So you want to pay attention to that, because the narc will destroy your organization. The sad thing is, it can take you a long time to realize. So what I've seen in many small businesses especially is that it could take years. Usually it takes years, if there is no professional intervention, for management to realize that the real problem, or the person that is really creating low profitability, low productivity for the business, is the narc. All right. So those are just some tips to caution business owners, senior managers, to be very, very cognizant of the fact that the narc will damage your organization slowly but surely. Okay, so remember, don't be nice, be good.